clear to play. MiniWarGaming, speed, the cooler, bat rap.
Eldar turn 3 begins. Once again, we're going to start off with those psychic powers. So first he's doing Fortune and Guide now. He's actually doing them both on the Guardians because he doesn't trust those 3 remaining Pathfinders, but he does get his Swooping Hawks back in again, and they get to drop a bomb, but they're not actually staying, so they just came in, flew away again, killing a few more of my Fire Warriors. So he landed and didn't scatter and flies away. And now he tries to roll in for his spiders, but they actually mishap because they will be touching one of either my battlesuit or my tank. But he does end up going just back into reserve, so definitely lucky there that he didn't lose that unit outright. The other unit of Dire Avengers, they move up, heading towards the Fire Warriors that are up on the hilltop there, and after giving them that Fortune and Guide, they move up towards the Fire Warriors that nearly wiped out the Pathfinders. So he's got those Guardians Warlock and his Farseer, who is on the other side of the building, because he rolled difficult terrain, so he just moved through it, which we agreed more or less makes sense. They're all ruins anyway. So they move up and basically just advance around the building, getting ready to lay waste to those Fire Warriors. The Striking Scorpions, no longer having moved through cover because the Exarch died, move up through the terrain there. Now they aren't able to quite make it out. There's a few of them that he ends up deciding to line up in the back because he doesn't want to get that close, but he does want to be out of the terrain. The jet bikes, though, they move, flying all around the battlesuits, getting ready to shoot them all up with their twin-link shuriken catapults and shuriken cannons. So gets a whole bunch of shots, twin-link shots on the catapults. And remember, battlesuits are only toughness 4, so I end up taking 2-3 wounds and losing one of my battlesuits outright and taking a wound on another one. So that was unfortunate there. Now he fires a rocket at my tank, does get a hit, and does pen, but I make my cover save. Now he shoots another shot at my Fire Warriors, but that scatters well off and fails to hurt them. Oh no, did get one guy, so kills him, and I take the guy closest. Now the battlesuit commander is getting shot at by those snipers, but he makes his armor save, or rather his invuln, and is okay. Now, and of course the Dire Avengers on the far side shoot. So now he's got all of his guys firing away at my Fire Warriors, and only one of them survives, and he fails his leadership because he was not the squad leader and goes running. So he's on the run now, and that sucks for him because he's probably going to get killed. Now we're rolling for... And so he does up a couple of his charges here, and we're basically just rolling off to see where these hits are coming in from, and pretty much everybody makes it, but because he has fleet, he gets to re-roll his charge distance because he's trying to charge his Scorpions into the Fire Warriors, which he's re-rolling his charge, and he easily makes it, so he rolls a 9. And then these guys charge in, which they obviously are making it. So I stand and shoot, I get a hit, I get a wound, but he makes his save. So bikers are now fighting against those 2 battlesuits, and the Fire Warriors are going to stand and shoot against all of those Scorpions. They get a few hits, they get a few wounds, and they kill a guy. So definitely a plus. Now he goes to do his charge. He is charging through difficult, so he only gets Snake Eyes because it's removed the highest. So he unfortunately does not make that charge. And the Fire Warriors do their stand and shoot over here and actually kill the warrior. So there's just the Exarch left, and these guys all pile in, getting ready to fight it out. And I decide, because I get to go first because he does not have grenades, so now everyone else is not quite in range. So the Fire Warriors that were all strung out along the top of the hilltop there, they just kind of move up because they're not going to be, probably not even going to get in this fight. Should win outright. He misses all of his attacks, and I hit with 1, and I do a wound, and he makes his save. So that's unfortunate, and then he attacks back, and he misses his attacks there. Now the fight between the jet bikes and the battlesuits, he gets his Hammer of Wrath hits first because they're initiative 10, and so he gets 4 wounds right there, and I fail one of those saves, so I lose my battlesuit, and he goes down. And then the rest of his attacks, because he is still faster than me, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s, does 1 wound. Battlesuit attacks back, does 1 hit and 1 wound, and he makes his save, so the battlesuit has to test, and he actually fails, and he gets overrun. So there goes one of my battlesuit teams to Guardians on jet bikes. And those jet bikes move up, heading closer towards the Scorpions, who failed their charge, so they're going to be getting shot up. as Tau turn 3 begins. So Tau turn 3, we've got the battle suits here, or first the Fire Warrior trying to rally, which he promptly fails, and so he continues to run another 7 inches. We've got the Devilfish moving back to pick up those Fire Warriors who are still sitting behind the wall because they've got nothing to do anymore. And I've got my other Devilfish heading straight towards the far objective. The Hammerhead with the ion cannon that's still alive is on the move, aiming at where his Farseer is, along with these battle suits. And the commander moves over to help fight all of the striking Scorpions. First I fire off my marker lights, only getting 2 hits on the Guardians in the middle there, and I use both of them to help out the tank, which gets a bunch of hits and even more wounds. 2 of those will be instant death. 3 of them he will get a armor save against. So first he's rolling his lookout sirs because first he's rolling the regular saves because he does have his reroll failed saves. So it only gets a few, but he does make his rerolls and ends up losing his Warlock and a few other, or uses a bunch of Guardians, but doesn't lose his Farseer because he makes his lookout sirs. Now the battle suits shoot, and they miss like half their attacks, but 3 plasmas still hit, and those are instant death, as are the missile pods. So we kill a whole bunch more of the Guardians that are out of the cover. And then the ones in the cover now start trying to make cover saves. So first the guy in the front, because he's in front of the Warlock, so if he makes his save, which he fails, but he's got Fortune, and fails again. And then the Warlock, he's trying to do a lookout sir, and he fails that. So the Warlock goes to make his saves, which he fails, and he gets to reroll, which he still fails. So the Warlock goes down. And so another forego, and definitely good news for the Tau. Firing my missiles at the far off Guardians that are tucked in the woods over there. They do a wound, or 2 wounds because he's toughness 3, and he fails both of those saves. So 2 Guardians go down. And now he's doing his leadership check for the guys that got shot up in the middle there. My Fire Warriors now fire into the striking Scorpions and get a bunch of wounds, and he fails 2 of those. So he's down to just 3 Scorpions left, but the Battlesuit Commander's going to shoot, hits with all of his guns, wounds with 2 out of 3, or 3 out of 4. 2 of them are instant wounds because he doesn't have a save, and the last one he does make. So he's down to just 1 Scorpion left, and he's got to roll for his save at this point. Oh no, now I shoot it with missiles because I can shoot through intervening terrain so long as he's not in area terrain, but I failed to do a wound. Now he rolls his leadership, but he's leadership 9 because Eldar are just really high leadership, so he passes that easily. Now I charge in with my broadsides against his Autarch there, and I don't know why I did this, but I decided I wanted to try and charge his Farseer, see if I could take him out in close combat. But they are charging through difficult, and he will get to stand and shoot, which I totally didn't even think of. So here he is standing and shooting. The missile hits, which is a big loss because now I lose one of my battlesuits pretty much outright, and I do make the 1 save, but I lose a battlesuit from the crack missile. And when I go to charge in, they only get 4 because charging through difficult terrain is incredibly difficult to do. So they don't make it. So now they're standing in the open, failed to charge, and lost one of their guys already. So that's unfortunate. The fight in the close combat between the Autarch and the broadside starts. The broadside challenges and does 2 wounds, but he makes both of those saves. So here we are at the end of turn 3. Battlesuits are right out in the open looking at that Farseer. The Autarch survived that close combat, and they're just swarming him. There's 1 striking Scorpion left over there, but there's still all those bikes that are going to probably jump up and kill all my Pathfinders. So stay tuned for part 4 and see what happens.